Hello, this is Dimitri with UGears.us, Ukidz LLC. Today we're going to be assembling UGears Star Wars Anakin Skywalker's Podracer. It is a super new model. We just got it in stock a few days ago. I'm trying to complete the whole series in the shortest amount of time possible. Just did R2-D2, and this is Anakin Skywalker's Podracer. It is a balancing model, so I'm not sure. I see there's going to be a light in there. First time seeing it. I mean, I've seen the ads and everything else, obviously created some of those ads, but we'll see how the assembly goes and how it is operating. So we got 240 parts, level medium, and let's start with the assembly. So as always, we open this new style box. I use my little file, precision file, just to get it in between the box and the little opening. It's like a tear off the piece, but I personally like it just to slide some tool in there and kind of split it open. Get all the parts out, and let's go through the assembly, or let's go through what's included. So we got an empty box. I'm gonna put it on the side. Never throw anything out until you're done with the assembly, just to make sure. Example with the R2-D2, there's one part. So as I was going through the little boards, and then I saw the part, and I was like, wait a second, I forgot something. So I did forget to put I don't remember the part number. So if you watch that R2-D2 video, I finished it without that part. It's just a little cover, but it is what it is. I found it before throwing it out, so was able to install it after the fact. All right, so we got three boards. We got the instructions. We got some plastic tools on here. So there's a blue cover on it. It is my assumption, not sure if it is, usually the blue color indicates there is a little piece of plastic on there, and it does look like it is one. So need to remove it before assembling. Let me just double check and make sure to be on the safe side. Yep, so there's a plastic which we need to remove before you assemble it. Just FYI, it's not blue color, it's clear acrylic. All right, let's see. So with the other things that are included with the box, we have a set, as always, sandpaper and a piece of wax. That's in one envelope. Let me make sure, once again, I never throw any envelopes either. So I'm gonna go with the second one. And here's the second one. In here we have some wires, it looks like it, pre-cut, and a few sets of them. They're rubber. No, that looks like a rubber, but it's not. I think these are the actual lights, LEDs maybe, I don't know, we'll see. So once again, do not throw anything out, and these are the parts that we're going to be using through the assembly. Let's go over the basic instructions. So let's see. As always, be careful when you're removing the parts. Slowly take them out. You can use the wax to wax them up a little bit to insert together. Careful with the fragile parts. Do not light up the candle wax. And obviously it's not good for children under 3 because they tend to stick everything in their mouth. So obviously it is what it is. Page number 3 has some symbols that we see in the assemblies. We have exclamation mark, which means you need to pay attention, close attention to that portion of the instructions. The ruler, you need to measure it out. This little gear with candle wax means that you need to wax the parts. Sandpaper is obviously sanding the parts. This symbol is pressing two boards together, so press the parts together. And this one is remove the protective film. That's the one that I just talked about. So every single part that has a spare part on the board, so will have a little plus symbol through the assembly instructions, meaning there is a spare one. Before contacting manufacturer or myself to get the replacement, you can check the boards if that part's on there. And if not, then you can contact us for the free replacement. Manufacturer will replace it for free regardless of the purchase, and with me, I'll replace it at no charge if you purchase directly from my website. All right, so to continue on page number 3, there is a helping tool on board number 2. So board number 2, we got, right? Am I correct? No, it's on board actually number 3. Either I'm blind or the instructions does say 2, but it is on board number 3. Bottom right are is the helping tool. And that helping tool you can use to move the parts in and out and off the board, and it'll help you to snap them together. All right, so with the page number 4 has some instructions on a strip. We need to test it before continuing with the assembly. So I do have a spare batteries here on the side, and let's see. Let me take it out and let's test it out. So there is a plus and minus. Plus would have a dot on it. Let's see, yeah. All right, so I don't see the minus, doesn't have a dot, and the plus has a little dot punch on there. It's very hard to see, but it is there. So plus goes on the top of the battery, and then minus goes on the bottom side of the battery to test it out. So we have a light on one, and then let's see, just to make sure that they're working and operational, same thing here. We need to look for the dot on a plus sign, and then minus, and we got a light on this one too. So these are LEDs, pretty cool, looks awesome, and that's tested, and looks like we will need 2 batteries that are not included. So I got 1 battery here, and don't have a second one right now, but we'll find it. I'm sure I have it spare somewhere. These are 2032, if I remember correctly, CR 2032, available pretty much everywhere. So I pulled mine out from the security system that I have, but from the old connectors, old pieces. All right, so once we verify that everything is all correct, and page number 6, we're gonna start with our assembly. Okay, so page number 6 is the beginning of the assembly. Step number 1 in the top left corner, we need part number 1 on board number 1. It's a little bit to the left of the center line. It's a long piece. We need to insert one of the wires in there. So let's see, we have that little flat portion here, and there's a couple tabs on the bottom. So this one should be on the top or away from you. And then we insert it into these 2 little holes on the left hand side. We inserted the one that is on leftmost hole, push it through completely. Then we back, and then put it back inside. So we'll have it this way. 1 second. Apologize for that little small break. All right, so we need to push it back out, and then we need to remove the little piece, that pre-cut piece. All right, let's push it all the way in. I'm not sure how long, doesn't show how long it needs to stay out. Doesn't look like it needs to be too long, probably about 2 centimeters or so sticking out from one side, and then we remove that pre-cut piece from here. It's already cut for you, so the metal stays out. Step number 3, this is flat right here on this portion. Step number 3, we need to insert the metal piece into the hole, the little like a droplet, looks like a droplet, and bring it out in the one that slimmer droplet. So the metal piece goes back in, across. And let's see, we should not have any insulation on the outside as you bring it inside, so it shouldn't have any insulation on this side. So we need to make sure it's long enough that insulation stays on top. Then you bring it in, so no insulation on this side. Turn it back out, or come bend it back in, I guess, and bring it through the other hole, the smaller droplet. Might need to twist the wire a little bit. And bend it in. Bring it back in, so it's only metal part on this side, and then we bend it back towards the wire, and we use part number 2, which is also on board number 1. Just need to find it where it's at. Let's see, bottom left, a little bit left of the center line, and with the longer piece towards you, you lock that wire in place with the square hole at the top. So just locks wire in place so it doesn't go anywhere. And this is our A1. So we're gonna put it on the side. Next step, number 1 on the bottom left of the page. Take out part number 3, which is to the right of the center line on the board number 1. And then we're doing the same thing, except now the flat portion is towards you. So we use the second wire, feed it through the furthest hole on the left, while it still has the insulation on it. Go in, bend it, bring it in into the second hole, and then just bend it a little bit so when it goes into that little third hole, you got it's already going without the insulation in there, so long enough to have insulation all the way up to here, and then without it. And then you pull it back a little bit to flatten out that piece on the bottom. Remove the insulation. Twist the wire a little bit so it doesn't separate as you insert it. And then we go in to the larger hole. Twisting works. We go in into the larger hole. Turn it again. And going into the smaller hole, the smallest hole here. Alright, as you push it in, we bent it backwards towards the wire, and part number 2, bottom right. This one's pretty small part, so you can use a helping tool. We're going to insert it into the smaller, in the hole at the bottom. So now it's facing towards the top, the part number 2. And there's a little plus sign. So this is our A2, and that's going to put it aside for now. Moving on to the page number 7 to continue assembly. So step number 1 in the top left corner, we need parts number 2 4s and 2 5s. Bottom left of the board number 1, so 2 4s and 2 5s. Let's see, 4 facing up, number 5 with a little slot going towards the right hand side, top right. I'm going to insert it in the back hole and the front hole, just like this. So this got out facing top right, and then part number 4 on the other side, lock it in. That's B1, and then we take our A1, that's a minus, And then we insert that B1 with the slots away from you. We insert it in these two holes in between to lock the wire even further, and it needs to go all the way in. So it might be a little bit hard. So as I mentioned before in other assemblies, apply a little bit of a wax on these parts, and then it should come in much easier. So, and you gotta push it in all the way in to make sure it just sits in there nice and flat. Once again, these cutouts are away from you. That's our C1, and then we're doing the same similar thing for the other side. Parts number 4 on the bottom right, and 2 5s. And now these little cutouts, they towards the left side now, top left. So the opposite. Snap these bad boys together, and then apply a little bit of a wax on the sides, just to make sure it slides in very nice and easy. And then we take our A2 with the plus sign, and now these little cutouts are towards you. We're inserted in the same 2 holes all the way in. All right, that's our C2. Moving on to page number 8. Nice little pretty picture of the assembled model here. Now we need, on page number 8, we need to put the 2 of the lights together. All right, so let's do the lights. Pluses are on the same side, gonna be on the left. So that's the one that has a little mark on it. So plus, and then the other one. Might need to twist a little bit just so you can see it under the light. All right, so we need part number 7, 2 of them, and 2 number 6s. They're both on board number 1. Top left corner here, a little bit above the middle, 6 and 7. I'm not gonna say it. And 7 and 6 on the other side, so. Definitely not. The kids are going crazy right now with these numbers, so gonna stay quiet. All right, so part number 6 got a little bit of a cutout on there, so make sure you put the wires into these little cutouts as you push them, as you push part number 6 into the 7. So I would do probably the opposite way. And that's gonna be a little bit tight. All right, let's try this way. I'm gonna push the parts in a little bit, make sure you're still on the positive. Push it through. No, not gonna work. Need to open it up a little bit more. All right, was able to push it through. One and the other. So I kind of start pushing it, then grabbing the metal part on the other end, whichever way is more comfortable for you guys. Just need to get a little bit of that wire through, and then we lock it in completely in between part number 7 and 6. The kids would have had a field day here. All right, and then we straighten them out, and we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Make sure it's lined up the same way so they're straight. There you go, maybe that's the way to do it, is holding it with one finger, bending it down a little bit, and then inserting part number 7. To lock them together. So now we have 2 wires, 2 lights. That's sub-assembly D. All right, put it aside. Let's see, step number 1 on the bottom of the page. We need to make 2 of parts E. So we need 9, 8, 9, and 10. So let's see, 8 is on board number 1, a little below the middle on the right and left hand side, or left and right. Part number 9 would be bottom left and right, all the way at the bottom of board number 1. And then board number 2 would have parts number 10, top left and top right. Alrighty, so we need 2 wax, part number 9. Any cylindrical washer looking pieces or gears, they do need to be waxed, just for the operation purposes. Reduce the friction. And then these guys gonna go inside of part number 8. And part number 10 is going to go over it. They're symmetrical, so the thinner part towards the bottom, towards the circular portion, and the thick portion of that trapezoid is towards the top, or towards this little tab that is sticking out. Same thing on the other one. Both of them are the same. And then part number 9 inside of 8. And that's our E. Moving on to page number 9. Step number 1, top, let's gonna do C1, that's a minus, that's a negative terminal. Need parts number 11, 12, 13, and 14, all of them on board number 1, a little below the middle on the left hand side. So let's see, 13, careful with these, gentle, they're fragile. 11, 12, and 14. All right, so 14 is going to be 11 on the bottom. It's going to go into the first hole. That doesn't look like 11. 11 is this one with the sharp point. So it's going to go into the first hole and the slot, just like this. Number 12 is going to go in the back. Number 12 is the one with the more gray color on there. So that's towards the back. It's going to do the second hole. No, it doesn't fit. So this is the 12. Take them out one at a time. No, this is not the 12. I was right the first time. So the 12's got a little more. That is the 12. Measure them up. So the 12 got a lighter color, less orange on it, right? Or more orange. The tabs are in a different location, so 12 would have less in this case. So you can measure it up to the other 12 on the board if you screw it up like me. And it should be the same as the other 12. And that's the part with the tab going towards the center. We put it into the second and the fourth hole from the bottom. So therefore the other port is 14. It's going to go the only one way. That's this first and the third hole. And then part number 13 is going to go where the wire is at. And I'm already putting them together incorrectly. Giving you wrong instructions. I have it upside down. So this should be upside down with the wire going towards the bottom. So 14 is going to be on top, 12 is going to be on the bottom where the wire is sticking out, and then I need to switch over the number 11 from the bottom. the wire is just free hanging, so and number 13 is going to go from the top in between the two it's going like facing up a little bit, so I need to separate these two guys a little bit, push it in and stick it in between into the opening. So once you put it in, you'll see a little bit of a movement on here, or you can have that little extension bar. It's going to be facing up a little. All right, we are on step number 2. Need part number 15 and one of the E's. Part number 15 is going to be on board number 1, bottom left. Manage screw up. I'm still recording, which is good. All right, so part E, we're gonna insert it in between with the tab, and then part number 10 facing towards the right hand side, towards part number 14 and 15, and then 14 and 12, and then 15 is gonna go through the center hole just as it's shown in the instructions. Might need to wiggle a little bit just to get it through, and wiggle a little bit more to get it connected to the other side. Completely through and flush. All right, step number 3. Now we need to insert our D, and once again, remember we have positive and negative terminals, so this is going to be the negative side because we had a minus on it. The other one is still with a plus, so you can double check which one is which. And then the negative terminal does not have a little dot. And let's see, we need to have it a little bit above into the put it onto these 2 tabs, and it should be above the wire, right? Yes. Twist them a little bit so they're flat in the horizontal direction. And then we're right above the wire from as the sharp point away from you. This part number 7 is towards the top. Need to press that wire down a little bit. Slide it over, and once again the terminal should be above the wire. And then once we slide this connector back down like this, they will snap them together, and then once you put it up, this is going to be off position. So this is how far it needs to go. Down, doesn't show. This locks it in, this opens it up. I don't think you need to go all the way. Doesn't show how much down it has to be. Doesn't need to snap it together completely. Don't force it. I don't think it needs to be flat, so All right, and that's our double checked on it. We open it up and then we remove the wire. So I guess it worked. And we remove these two wires. That was a testing, I guess. That's our F. So we're gonna stay where it's at, and now we need to do the same similar thing on the other side. So on the positive terminal. So let's see, we need parts number 11, 12, 13, and 14. They are bottom right, on the right hand side of the bottom of the sheet. 11. So I'm gonna start with the 12 because that's gonna be the last one that I'm pushing out. So I know the other one is 14, and make sure you turn it upside down. So this is gonna be the top now. 12 is gonna be on the bottom towards the back, second and fourth hole, and then 14 is on the top, first and third. Number 11 on the bottom, where the wire's coming out, the longer piece of the wire comes out. And then 13 at the top. Make sure you press the wire all the way in, make sure it sits nice and flat. And then 13 is gonna go in between these two tabs. Slide it in the second hole and that little flat portion. Once you insert these, second E subassembly, part number 15 bottom right, and that one's gonna go from the back in the same way as the sharp, looking towards the left side, part number 10 going towards the right, and 15 we insert from the back. Use my helping tool to lock it in, and same thing, we check the wires from the other side. It's going to be a positive terminal. Straighten them out a little bit, straighten them out. Ew, hard word. And then same thing, insert it from the right side. This should be above the wire, and then as you press this down, they will snap these two together. And disconnect them, connect them, and disconnect them on a Podracer. And then we remove it. Make sure the wires touch. That's why I think that's the whole check, so that you don't need to move it towards the back or the front. All right, that's going to be our F2. Now we don't know which is positive, which one is negative. I mean, I do, but since number 14 and 12 covers it up, so I'll keep it on the other side of the instructions manual, not to mess it up. All right, moving on to the step number 11. I'm sorry, page number 11. Step number 1, top left of the page. Need parts number 16, 17, and 18. 16 is going to be on board number 1, top right corner. 17 and 18, top left corner, and top left corner of board number 2 for 17 and 18. All right, so 18 is the one on the right. I'm going to flip it up. 16, so 17 is going to go this third hole in the middle, and that's going to be the bottom one of part number 16, just like this. And then with a cutout towards the top center of the part number 16, and then 18 is going to be on the other side with a cutout towards the bottom. and then also center hole in the bottom tab of part number 16. There you go. Next, step number 2, we need part number 2 19s and 2 20s. Let's see, 19 is going to be on board number 1. And they're in the circle right in the middle here within part number 40. And so whichever way you want to take it out, but just remember, if you take out with the part number 40, then just make sure you remember it. So you got one thicker tab on the bottom, and that's the tab that's going to go into the part number 18 and 17, and it's going to be with a smaller little tab facing up and towards the center of the part. It's going to go into the hole that is the furthest from you. 2 tabs in the back, I guess, darker towards the darker color. On the left and right hand side. And then part number 20, top left off board number 2. We got 2 of them right here. With a little hook towards the center. It's going to go over the parts number onto part number 19 with a smaller little tinier rectangular hole on it. Okay, so with the hook facing down, it's going to go actually onto both tabs of part number 16 and part number 19. On the left side and the right side, identical. And that's our G1-1. We're going to put it on the side for now. Step number 1 on the bottom left, we need parts number 21, 22, and 23. That's on board number 1. 21, let's see, it's going to be top left right here. That's with the longer tab. 22 is going to be within this little circle number 40, top left, a little above the middle. And then 23 is right above it. All right, so let's see, 23 is going to go into the back little tab of part number 21 with the 3 tabs facing up. And then 22 upside down with a slot going into the slot of part number 21 all the way in. Should sit in it nice and tight. I'll put a little bit of wax on here just to make sure that it goes all the way in. It's pretty hard to line up when they're so tiny. And it needs to go all the way down so the tab is kind of like almost flush with the surface, top surface. And now we need parts number 24 and 2 25s. They're on board number 2, top left corner. 24 is going to be in the center on these 2 tabs with the thicker portions towards the back. Collard is on towards the top. And then little hooks towards the back and down. And then once again, if it doesn't go onto the tab very easy, just put a little bit of wax on there and that should work. And now this portion is going to go with these 2 little tabs. It's going to go onto the G1-1 into these 2 openings. And that's where I'm going to put a little bit of wax on these little tabs. That sharp piece towards the front. And then it's going to go on the left and right. I didn't really need it, but that's our G1. Moving on to the page number 12. I'm going to put G1 on the left-hand side. All right, similar scenarios, 16, 17, and 18. 16 is going to be on board number 1, top right corner. 17 and 18 on the top right corner of board number 2. 18's on the left side with the cutout towards the bottom and front. 17 is with the darker portion cut out towards the top, front. It's middle hole. Step number 2, parts number 19 on board number 1, within number 40 on the right hand side, right in the middle. So 2 19s. And then 20 is going to be on the other board, on board number 2. This is going to go towards the back, thinner portion or thinner tab towards the top, out, facing outwards. And then 2 ports number 20, top right of board number 2, with the hooks towards the bottom, towards front and bottom. I'll put it onto the tabs. There you go. Left and right. Step, that's G2 1, and then step number 1 on the bottom left, 23, top right corner of board number 1, 23, 21, and 22 is within the 40. And similar scenario, 23 at the back with the 3 tabs towards the little cutout, towards the top. This one in between, put a little bit of wax on there just to get it all the way in, line it up, push it in until just the tab sticks out. It's nice and flush. And then we need 24, 25, and 26. 24, 25, sorry, 24 and 2 25s. And a similar scenario, 24 toward the thicker portion towards the back, top 2 tabs, and then 25 with the hook towards the back and bottom, the other 2 tabs. And that's our G22, and then we insert it similar fashion into the into G21, kind of like overlapping a little bit. So that's our G2. Moving on to the page number 13. So F1, I had it on the left hand side, and G1 is going to go onto it. Let's see, sharp point away from you. The switch is here, and then we put with that sticking out piece towards the back. All right, there's 3 holes, so I'll put a little bit of wax on these little tabs. And then your on-off mechanism should go in between here, so keep it straight as you insert these guys. And then we lock it with the part number 26 right in here. Let's see. Part number 26 is the top left corner of board number 2. thicker portion towards the locking mechanism. All right, and that's our H1. We're gonna put it on the side, and we're doing the same thing on F2. Little wax onto the parts. The on-off switch towards the top. And then the long piece gonna go towards the round off back. All the way in. Nice and flat. And then part number 26, board number 2, top right corner. We put it right on the tab in the middle with the thicker portions towards the portion towards the back. Onto part number 13. And that's our H2 on the right hand side. Page number 14. Step number 1 at the top of the page. In part number 27. That's going to be on board number 1. Let's see. Is it? No, that's board number 1, bottom left. Board number 27 and 428. 28 is on the left hand side. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 2, 3, 4. All below the middle a little bit on the left hand side. And let's see, with kind of key looking thing, with the thicker portion of the key towards the outside, flat portion towards the inside of the center of the circle. We insert it on the outermost rectangular pieces. All 4 around. Just like this. And then parts number 29, also on the left-hand side, bottom left of board number 1. These gonna go with the flat towards the center, and the key hole is towards the outside. We're gonna insert them in the center. Flat portion towards the center. And then we need to put them to push them towards the outside of the hole. Towards the outside of the circle. They're a little wobbly for now. Anything goes in the, yeah. So we lock it up with the part number 30 and 31. Making sure we're still recording. 30 and 31 are bottom left. So 30 is going to go in the back. Need to line all these up somehow. Maybe with the helping tool. Let's try 31 first. 1, 2, 4. So 29s are up and down. Uh-oh. That's a tough, because it doesn't sit there very well. Let's see if there is an other way to insert it. Let's try maybe. $28. This one's a little tougher because nothing is sitting in its spot. And this just doesn't stay. Wonder if there's anything that goes through the center just to keep these guys stationary, attached. Just wiggle them around and see. Where's this most troublesome piece? Should be easy. Alright, I did put on the, let's see if there's anything else that goes through the center of this piece. It goes over. that goes over this sharp portion. Okay, which makes sense. If we put it in through the back, let's see, the cutouts are towards the top, towards the bottom. Flip it upside down. We need to wax these side portions here. I'll probably do this little cheating. And then these little cutouts towards the center and up towards these little tabs. Just to get it stationary so I can put the part number whatever, that's 31 on. And then we need to make 2 of these, so this is slides all the way in. Towards the back. Let's see, and these 2 parts are going to enter into the holes. All right, so we need to go even further. All right, so I guess that's one of the ways. Make sure you line up these 2 holes, and then it needs to go all the way down to these little tabs. So managed, okay. I guess that's the solution, and that's the way to put it on. And then we're gonna do this eye, and then we're gonna do the second one, because we need to make 2 of them. I'm doing part of the assembly right away, and then part of it a little bit later. Let's clean up a little bit. And let's see, part number 27, bottom right. 28, 4 of them. Part number 31 and 30, bottom right. And then 29ths. And similar scenario, so let's do 31. Put 28 into it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I'm gonna put this over the ring, part number 27. I'm doing a little bit backwards assembly, but I'm seeing this for the first time, so I've never assembled this before. Same as you guys, probably. And let's see, I need doesn't work that way either. 28's first. Let's try this way. 28. And we're gonna put 31 at the front or back or whatever. Lock these in all around. Now we're gonna put the 29s into inside and towards the center, towards the outside, toward move it in with the, let's see, with the helping tool. So trying different ways we can do it. 29, and then push it out with a helping tool. I guess that would be the better scenario to assemble it. Push it out with a helping tool. this third one, or last fourth one. So they're still filling out a little bit. Push it out. And then we're gonna take our sharp point. Let's see, this is towards the top, cutouts towards the top. Put wax on these tabs. And we insert it with the part number 31 with the cutouts. And how come this one got out? Dark forces are playing with me. Not completely thought through, in my opinion, but we do the best what we can. All right, what if, okay, let's do 2. One and 2. Where's my helping tool? Let's see, the other way. Just to separate these, here we go. And we're gonna put it on. A little bit in. Now we're gonna try to squeeze the other ones in. So we need to let it go. There you go. One is in. And then the last one, tough, but that's my approach to it. All right, I put the 29s in while I'm holding this onto the sub-assembly, then push it in until sub-assembly holds it together. Once again, these little tabs are towards the bottom or top, towards the same way as wire. And now I can lock these in with port number 30, and then we push it slowly, make sure all these are seated, and if they're seated correctly, a little bit of a pressure, but a lot of the pressure, and we need to make sure these one tab went in and the other one didn't. All right, so I need to open it up a little bit and push it towards the hole, this little guy, guide it into the hole, and then seat it all the way in. Make sure 30 is also seated. Whew, that's a tough assembly. No wonder it's medium. Now we're down to J1, page number 14 at the bottom. So we kind of partially did this side. And now we're down into the J. All right, so continuation, we're on page number 14. We're assembling the bottom, step number 1, bottom left. Let's see, we need parts number 32, 2 of them, 33 and 34. Looks like most of them are on board number 1. And they we need 6 pieces. Actually 12, because we need to assemble 2 times these guys. So we need 12 of the 34. There are top left 12. Yes. Top left. Board number 1. 1, 2, 3. Top right. 2 and 3. Where else? That would be 6. Let's see where else they would be. Or is it 6 for both? Oh no, that's a 6 total. So for both of the J's. So we just need 6. So 6 of the 34, 12 of 32s. They're top left. Here and here. So top left quadrant 6 pieces, and top right quadrant 6 pieces. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then 33, top left and top right, same thing, 6 pieces total. We need 2 wax numbers 34, the sides, just to insert them easier. All 6. And let's see, so 32, 32 from one end, with a little tab on the left hand side towards the bottom, and the one on the right hand side, the thinner portion of it, also towards the bottom. And they're both symmetrical, so I'm gonna insert 34 through 32, then it's gonna go through 33, and then 32 on the other side. And then this should move up and down fairly easy. And let's continue. So that's 3. Have a nice musical background. Number 4. Number 5 and number 6. And then step number 1 in the middle, to the little bit to the left of the middle of the page, number 14. We need these 3 of each for each set. Parts number 36, 3, so 6 total. Parts number 36 are going to be on the left side, top left and top right, in the same cluster, so about the same location. And then we need 2 parts number 35. They're right to the left and to the right of the center line. And then 33s with a little tab and a not cut tab towards the outside. they're gonna go into these two diagonal holes and one vertical. Easy to spot all three. It's gonna go from the front. And with that L shape towards the outside. So away from the center. And then the J1s will go with this little tabs, double tabs. They're gonna go onto the two diagonal and one on top. So from the back, and if you should come in easy. If not, we put a little bit of wax on these little tabs, and we put the wax on the front and back of them. Let's see if it's gonna be easier. Yep. So if you put a little bit of wax, I'm gonna do front and back, is we're gonna do back piece 2. And one more. Once again, a little bit of a wax will help to insert it easier. And then once you line it up, it should just slide through, especially if you have a wax on it. All right, that's 3. Let's do the other part. We're still on step number 1 for both. Let me make sure that we're still recording and we're good. And I'm doing the same thing here, a little bit of wax. And from the back, while the parts number 36 are up front, this comes in from the back. And the third one. From the back, not from the front. And nobody said anything as I assembled it incorrectly. Alrighty. We got step number 1 completed. Next is step number 2. We need 4 parts number 38. They're going to be on board number 2. They're a little bit above the middle on the left and right hand side. All 8 of them for 2 pieces, and then part number 37 back on board number 1, right at the center here. To the left and to the right, a little bit above the middle. All right, so with this little round off shape towards the bottom, the arch shape, 38s is going to go into these little holes. Which ones? How many we need? 6. No, it should be 4. Okay, top left and top right. If this little cutout is towards the bottom, they're going to go into, let's see, with the thicker portion towards the inside. So it's straight pieces towards the outside. and sloped piece towards the inside. I'm still trying to figure out how to grab it. So these little tabs should be on the inside, right? Yeah, I did these in tune correctly. Two little tabs. So once you insert it, the tabs on the thicker portion should be towards the inside of the circle. I have a feeling that it's going to be fun to do this. So this guy is towards the bottom, the little arch, and we need now to fit all these little tiny pieces, work them in. Line up the holes. And it's more fun than I expected to be. Let's see, this one's lined up, this one is not really. The other side is more or less. But these little tiny guys are not. And getting them out and lining them up is another issue. What if we do from the other side? Insert these into here first. Maybe that one's going to be a little bit easier because that way these guys are towards the outside. And it's going to be easier to line up. Maybe. Possibly. Let's try it this way. Last one. This one guy falling out all the time. I think I broke a little bit small piece of leg on there. Now the problem is that there is no replacement for this one, so I'm gonna have to screw around with it a little bit. All right. Got this one guided in. second one is in. Now these two guys. All right, think I got them all in. All right, perfect. A little tough. Let's work these guys in. 1, 2, 3. And let's do the same thing with the other one. That's going to be another pain. All right, let's see. So enter in here. 1 and 2. So I'm doing it onto part number 37 first. Now it's sloped towards the outside. And then this way it's going to be easier to guide these little tiny guys into the holes here. My theory didn't work very well, but it's a little bit of a struggle for satisfaction at the end. We go one side. A little tough, but we'll make it work. A little bit more. Just need to snap in this last piece. So this side is good, my other side is not that great. Here you go. Now it's both of them are assembled and we got 2 J's. All right, finally moving to page number 15. We did the top step. And now let's see, we did this, guys, on both on the H1 and H2. We do it, that's all on H1, and then we come back to H2 a little bit later. So let's continue with H1. That's going to be on the left side, as you remember. All right, we need 8 pieces of number 39. They're on board number 2. And they're at top left corner. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And these going to be with the thinner portion trapezoid, the small side. It's going to be towards the sharp end. And we're going to put it on all these like 8 little tabs onto the sub-assembly I that we put on earlier. And I'm going to put a little bit of wax, as it's not going in as easy as I thought it would be. Excuse me. All around. Excuse me. Might have to go and get a little bit of a water. Dry throat in here. All right, we got the step number 3 completed, and now we're in step number 4. From the back, we insert this J, and then this little extension should go through the hole on the bottom here. So we want to put a little bit of a wax on here. And it's going to be a long way to push it through. So this is going to be through that little hole at where the arch is at. Should have waxed that little piece too. Now we need to get these guys into the holes, the 2 parts on the left and right, and snap it in all together. And in the back we put 2 parts number 40, 41, and 42. The all on board number 1. The 40s are on the left and right hand side, so take these out. We need 2 of them right now. Then to the left of the center line at the top, we got 41 and 42. All right, so we need to take these outer pieces out, or I'm sorry, inner pieces. And then we inserted these guys over these little tabs. There's little cutouts that we need to go over, 2 of them. Then part number 41, just to lock it in with the colored piece towards the outside. And then 42, same thing, towards the outside. That's our step number 5 on page number 15. Moving on to the page number 16. We insert the blades, and we need to snap them all the way in, part number 43. All of them are on board number 2, on the top, center, left, and right. And then with this little nice design towards the outside, I need to go all the way in, and I would put a little bit of a wax right here into that little fork cutout, just to make sure that you can press it all the way in, and it needs to snap with the ends into this little hole. So flush right here. One side. I'm gonna wax it. Both sides, design towards the outside, and then we go through and all the way in. This needs to move out and move back in. All right, and then step number 8. Need parts number 44 and 45. We're still on board number 2. And let's see, 44 is going to be right here at the left-hand side, right in the center of the cluster of parts. 45 is going to be, we're going to have the wires still going towards here. So 45 is towards the back. And let's see, with the tab, all right, the 2 little pieces are going in between this little cutouts on this part that is sticking out, and then the tab goes into the hole into the opening that is in here till you set it straight. And then the front, let's put the wire, the same thing, towards the right hand side or away from you, and the same thing we do from the front. And then part number 46 on the left here. 46 is on the left hand side of the center line. And let's see, with this little square part is towards the back. We're gonna do it, insert it into the back piece and then snap it into the front here. So this design is lined up. And that's our step number 12. Moving on to the step number 13, part number 47 is in the left, a little bit below the middle. Same thing with the design, that little rectangle. There is a hole for the wire that's going to go on the further end, and then slide the wire through, lock it up front, and that's our K1. So moving on to the page number 18, and then we're going to do with H2, similar scenario as we did with the other one. We did insert already the part number I. Now we need to put the number 39s on there, 8 pieces. They're top right corner of board number 2. We're still recording, which is good. And same thing as before, I'm just going to put a little bit of wax on these little tabs. It's easier to put on these parts. Maybe this one's not going to give me as much trouble. And then the next step, that was number 3. Moving on to step number 4, from the back, we insert this little J. Same thing, I'm gonna wax the little sides of the back with this little arch portion. It's gonna go towards the tab that is sticking out here. And that tab needs to go through that arched portion. Line it up, and then line up these 2 pieces for them to fall into the holes. And then it should slide all the way in. As far as it can go. Next step is parts number 40, 2 of them on board number 1. Top right above the middle here, 41 and 42. Let's see, 2 40s. Remove the inner pieces on there if you haven't yet. Separate these guys, these little forks, and then put these over on these little tabs that are on the L-shape tabs. 2 of these, part number 41 to lock it in with the painted surface towards the outside. And then part number 42. Follow in, moving on to the page number 19. And same thing, we need the blades. So we're done with board number 1. Not really, there's parts number 73, so we're going to keep that. 43s are at the center at the top, to the left and right. Remember to wax these little fork portion of it with a hole. You don't need to put a lot of wax, you just need to reduce the friction a little bit to have it inserted as far as you can. With the design towards the outside. 2, and 3. As far as it can go. Flush with the backhand here. Snapped in to make sure it doesn't get removed. And they should be symmetrical. They should move out and in as much as possible, as much as they can. So it's not 180 degrees, but it's probably about 30, maybe 30 degrees opening. Then parts number 44 and 45 on the right hand side. 44 towards the back with the 2 tabs sliding through that part that is sticking out, and then sliding into the back part to lock it in and straight. And the front, let's see, now the wire is going to go towards me, and based on this picture, it looks like I made a mistake, which I get back to in a second. Part number 47 and the right hand side, and then that little opening should be towards the top. I have it towards the bottom. So the wire, when it sticks out, it's going to be locked in right here, right almost at the top. This guy fell off. There goes. All right, 47, and then let's see part number 46 on the opposite end. And that's our K2. All right, so I'm going to put it on the right hand side, and here I'm going to come back. Take out this wire piece, flip it upside down. I didn't realize that the other side is also painted. Insert it so the hole is towards the top right here. Push the wire through it and then lock it into the place. All right, that's our K1. We're on page number 20, step number 1 in the middle of the page at the top. We need parts number 49, 48, 2 of them, and 50. Let's see where they would be. Not on board number 2, not on board number 1. I guess they're on board number 3. And let's see, we need parts number 48, 2 of them, on the top left corner. Part number 49 is going to be right a little bit above it on the left hand side, and then 50. All right, so the tab away from you, 49 is going to go with a little tab towards the front. They're going to go into these openings here. And then 50 is going to go over the top onto 48s, and that's our I1. Move it to the side. Step number 1 on the top on the right hand side, we need parts number 51 and 52. They're also on board number 3. They're going to be 51 is the top left corner here. And we need 2 of them. So top left and top right. 51. And then port number 52. Should be within the same location. They're a little bit below the middle on the right and left hand side of the center line, and they're going to be a little bit bent, so the thicker tab's going to go towards the front on the larger opening. Then we bend it off a little bit and we insert the other end, so there's like a slight bend, and the same thing, there's only one way you can put it on, so that's going to be I2. Step number 1 on the bottom of the page in the middle, we got parts number 53 and 54, which are on the left hand side here, a little bit above the middle, 53 and 54. And 54 with a longer tab on away from you, it's going to go through the cutout here at the front of part number 53 all the way in. And then part number 55 on the step number 2, which is on the right hand side, a little above the middle also. And that one's going to go from the back through this cutout. And the 2 tabs going to go into part number 54 to lock it in. And that's our I3. Just like this. Moving on to the page number 21. Take part number 56, a little above the middle on the right hand side, and we insert part number 57, top right corner, into it with a little tail towards the sharp point. All the way in so the tabs are sticking out nice and flush. Part number 58, top right corner. And that's going to go right in the front, 3 tabs. And that's our I4. Step number 1 on the top right, we need part number 59 and 2 60s. 59 is right in the center here on board number 3. And 2 parts number 60. One is on the right, a little bit below the middle here, and one is, on the left, and one is on the right. I said it right, but it's just, I didn't pull it from the right location. We need to wax these little tabs, the small portion of an L. And these gonna go from, with the little round off portion through these slides or the rectangular openings, with the longer tab, longer portion, longer stick towards the arch here. Just like this. And then we're gonna lock it up from the top with part number 61 also on board number 3. And that's gonna be right in the middle on the left. Set it right this time, and right hand side. Colored portion towards the top. We're going to go from one side. And from the left. Use the helping tool just to get it all the way in. All right, one of my sides did not go in very well. I'm gonna take it off and redo it because it needs to be parallel. And here we go. Now it's locked completely on. And we are at step number 3, and in the bottom we got parts number 62 and 63. They're top center. 62 is first, 63 is second, and 62 is going to go into the 2 holes that are closer to the center. 3 holes, sorry. So the part's going to bend a little. And then 63 is going to go into the 4 holes that are at the end. With nice little, kind of like a seat looking thing. Part number I1 is this little guy with the 2 little tabs. And this guy, the tab that is sticking out, the thicker portion, is going to go towards the center. And the 2 tabs on the left and right hand side should set flush. So this longer piece of part number 62 should go into the hole of part number I1. We flip it over the other direction, so this leaf is towards you. We need two parts number 64. There will be on top left corner here, there's right corner are the spare ones and left corner are the actual original ones. The longer tab needs to be waxed, the longer side, thinner portion. And then the thicker goes into these two outside holes. This shows from the bottom on the left and right hand side. Right at the center, and then we have parts I2 going in between these two, so there is a little bit of a rotational okay. We're moving on to page number 22 and we need to insert our I3 from the bottom into the holes. Let's see. With the longer, okay, so there's two holes, that 4 in the long length, 2 on sides. So this little longer tab, as I'm inserting it from the top towards the bottom instead of the other way, it's going to go into the hole that is closer to me. And then we need to snap all these little tabs all around, including in the back here. Kind of snapping it all together. Now this guy is sticking out on the further end. And then from the top, we're going to insert I4 with a sharp point towards this sharp point. Next step is number 8, part number 65. That's going to be on board number 2, on the right hand side, below the middle. And that's going to go onto this little tab that is sticking out up front here with the sharp point towards the top. Kind of like a seat. Step number 9, as we push these two guys forward, the wings need to open. Just like this, work them in a little bit. And in step number 10, we insert Anakin, two-piece Anakin 66A and 66B. He's going to be on board number 3. A little above the middle on the right hand side is the A piece, and B piece is on the left. So A piece is going to go towards the, let's see, towards the seat here, towards the back.
There's 2 holes. So that one's going to be further one. And then the front, did I miss a hole? No, it's only 2. Oh, okay, so we can either insert them like this, just one piece, have them sit. I thought you insert both, or you can do the double piece sideways. So I'll do the sideways. I'm gonna lift this guy on the side. So now we have 2 different versions of Anakin, and that's our L. I guess should be able to replace them. All right, let's move on to the page number 23. Let's double check to make sure that we're still recording and we're all good. And now we're moving on to the K2. It's going to be the first one. We need the wire to be about 25 millimeters, not the end, which is already pre-cut, so you don't really need to worry about it. All right, let's do part number 67. That's going to be on the top right of board number 3. This longer piece is towards the sharp point, and that's going to go through these 2 holes. It's going to go sideways towards the left side, just like this. Wiggle it in, right, towards the left. Better be. Incorrect. Towards the right. Just want to make sure. Let me go a little bit further. It's going to be M1. All right, that is correct. It should go towards the right side. So there's a little plus sign that should be on the left. This little cutout, the furthest cutout, should be on the right. All right, so we're going to wrap it like this. We're going to take part number 69. And 69 is going to be top right. Let's see. Oh, we need 68 first. 68 is going to be on board number 3, top left corner. So, and with that, part number 68. It needs to go and lock this long piece in from the top, I'm assuming, or from the, yeah. And just like this in a long way. Wire, part number 69. We're gonna wax in between the little opening. We're gonna remove the insulation, the cutoff insulation from the wire. We're gonna go twist the wire a little bit, and I'm gonna go in the hole that is on the bottom. So this little piece is gonna be towards the bottom right. I'm gonna go through the bottom hole. To the right. I guess through the hole here. Let's pull it a little bit further. I don't know if I'll be able to push that insulation through. I guess a little bit. So we're gonna go over. There's like a little cutout. We're gonna go over the twist it. Make sure we don't lose the wire. And we're gonna go over the top through that little slot. Underneath and never mind. We're gonna go underneath through the slot on top. Okay, so push the wire in. We're gonna go underneath and bring the wire through the slot here. And we're gonna go underneath and bring the wire through the second slot also. I'm gonna pull it a little bit further out. Second try. There you go. Twist it. And it's gonna go from the top into the slot where the plus sign is at. I'm gonna push it in, and we're gonna push it all the way in. Theoretically should go and be flat. That's why we needed to wax it a little bit, so it needs to be flush right here. And then as we insert that, we're gonna push the wire inside through that part over here. It should have been straight. That is, so this wire should have been straight. All right, let's do it one more time. Let's see if I can remove it. Probably not. That's where they don't tell you. Because it was twisted over, it's over. It's either me not paying attention or just them being incorrect. All right, it should be straight, going straight in without twisting over this little long piece. Just like this, so it's nice and straight here, and then you just feed it back in. opposite. I'm gonna feed it through a little bit and then push it in to tie it up. So nice and straight. All right, and that's our M1. So the wire is nice and tight. I'm gonna put it on a side, and we're gonna do the same thing with the other side with the K1. I'm gonna put M1 on here because we've now switched the numbers. Now I'm gonna work on a K1. And I apologize, a little bit cumbersome, but trying to figure out myself as we're building it. As now minus is on the inside, we're gonna go through the other tab on the other side. So now it's going towards inside, towards the left side. Push this in. This one should be a little bit easier and faster. Part number 68 and step number 2, top left corner. Lock this guy in. Wiggle it in a little bit. Good, it's all locked. Now part number 71, top left corner of board number 3. Wax the little sides here, the fork. And now we need to, as it's going towards the inside left, we're gonna remove the insulation, twist the wire to make sure it's nice and tight. And what do we do here? Here we need same lid distance, which we have. The wire is gonna go through the little hole here. It's not even a hole, it's kind of like a little slut. We're gonna slot it through. Probably gonna need to go through the hole. Since we still have a little bit of insulation, gonna go a little bit further out and then go underneath through this slot. First one over the top. Turn it around and going through the second slot. And tie it. I thought it was going to be a little bit easier, but apparently it's not. Underneath, over, turn around, and back in. And similar as before, it's going to go in the center hole. As far as it can go. And And then onto inside, I'm gonna remove it and do the same thing. Pop it out, or you can, if you can feed it in easier, that's fine. And just found a little bit better way where I slide the wire all the way in and then kind of pull it on it to see where I need to get it inside so it's nice and tight. And dun, dun, dun. Now that melody is playing in my head. All right, nice and almost tight here too. And that's our M2. All right, moving on to page number 25. Need part number 72. It's on board number 2, right at the center here, to the left and right. And so we're gonna start with the one on the left. That's port number 75. I need to remember that. I need part number 73. That was board number 1, top left corner. And then part number 74. 74 is on the left-hand side of board number 2. So let's see, 72, we're gonna take with the this line, looks like it, towards, away from you. 73 is gonna go on inside with the sharp point towards the 72 and away from you. So it's gonna be this way and out, and then 74 is gonna go over this little tab, so it's kind of diagonal and away from it. That's our N. O, we need part number 75, which already fell out. We need another 73, top left corner of board number 1. And we're doing the same thing, 74 on board number 2 on the left hand side. So 73 towards the back, so this cutout, round cutout is towards you, the sharp point of 73 is towards the back, and with the thinner tab going into 75, and then 74 is over it, so it's away to the right. That's our O. And then the next one, we need part number 75, board number 2 and 72 for the next step. We need 2 more 74s from this board, so I'm gonna take these out. And we need 2 73s from board number 1. So these are gonna be the last 2 parts on board number 1. And I'm gonna put it aside. Do not throw it out, do not throw it away. So kind of similar thing, cut out from you, now it's from the other side. That's our P. And then the last one is 73 towards this line from the other side. And that's our Q. And now R, step number 1 on the right, we need 2 parts number 77. They're going to be on board number 3, left and right hand side here. Part number 76 right at the center to the right. And then we need 2 wax on the outside here. Where's my wax piece? Did I lose it? Left and right. A little bit sanding would help too, I guess, first. left and right. Wax 77s need to be waxed at the top here and send it. So I'm just gonna flip it upside down a couple times on the sandpaper, and then a little bit of wax on the top. Then with it painted, our battery is gonna go in here from the bottom. Bucket it in. And then the 77 is going to go from the top with the painted surface towards the painted surface of number 76. And the battery stays nice and flat in here. And that's our R. Moving on to the page number 26. And take a little break. All right, we're at the final stages of the assembly. We're on page number 26. Step number 1, top left corner. Let's see, that's going to be our M2. That's the one that I put on the side. We're going to take our wire, and we need to take our negative terminal. Let's see if I can still see it or not. Negative terminal. That's this guy, upside down, and that's gonna go right into here. And we'll lock it in. And I can't see if we, maybe, yeah, we're still above. So we're good. Step number 2. Nope. Why did it come out? Needs to lock in. Step number 2, do we need to twist it? We could, I guess. Let's see, a bunch of twisting. I don't know if it's twisting. Yeah, let's twist it up a little bit. Let's do 1, 2, 3 turns. Maybe, and test it out. It's going to go on the opposite end. And I'm going to use my helping tool to push it in, to lock it in place. And this is our 2. Now next, we're going to need to do N. Which one was N? N is the first one. That's going to go, we're going to turn it around. Turn it around. And N is going to be on the right-hand side, on this right-hand side part. We're going to insert it and lock it in place at the front. O is going to go on the opposite end right here, and this is going to lock the little wire in place. All right, and then we're moving on to the page number 27, P. That's going to be the one with the opening for the wire. And do the same thing. To make sure the wire comes out from these two little, with the little opening here. And then we're gonna do Q on the back. So you just insert it towards the back with the opposite direction, just to make sure that everything is matching up. I'm gonna insert it here and lock it in place. Our next step is that we need to do our subassembly L. That's a step number 10. We're gonna put it right here. So with this little seat, it's gonna go towards the, I'm gonna turn it around. It's gonna go towards the front, and it's gonna go on the left and right hand side. So there's 2 slots on here on the left. And I would put a little bit of a wax on these guys before I insert it. Is that the right direction? Probably yes. I'm checking. The wire should go through these little slots, so that should go far enough. Into the assembly, so the wire goes through this little slot on the bottom. One side is in, the other side is not as much. There you go. Now we flip it over, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Turn it upside down, whichever way is comfortable for you. Just make sure the pressure is applied equivalent. And we need to insert it all the way in on both ends. Careful not to break anything. Let's see, the wire is good. Everything is good on this side. Is it all the way in? Maybe. Is it all the way in on this side? Probably not. I need to push it a little bit further. This side is good. This side is good. I think they're about the same, so this should be good. This is our, and then step number 11, we're gonna put into on the bottom here, and we're gonna slide in. So maybe trying to figure out it's sliding into here with with this little portion that should be a little bit higher, I think sitting on a terminal. That's why the wires are going through. Let's see, let me lift it up a little bit. So as we slide it in, it's going to be a pain to replace these batteries. So the battery should go inside, and let's see, this wire on the bottom should be touching here, and the one on the top should be touching the top of the battery. And I know we're not all the way in yet. There's that wire on the way. It's not touching the terminals just yet. So something is going on here. We need to push it even further in. And I don't see the bottom portion here. Let's work it in a little further. Let's take out the battery. See where we might be going a little bit wrong. I'm gonna put a little bit more wax on here, the top, the sides. To reduce the friction. All right, one more attempt. Get stuck somewhere. It's moving on the right side, but left side is not letting me go through. Let's see, maybe I pushed this too far. What if we remove that slightly? And try again. Is it going to give us a little bit better, a little bit further? All right. So I moved this leg out a little bit, and now I'm going to push it back in. And now we're going to lock up this little portion here with part number 78. Close the connection point, just like this. Remove my helping tool and move on to page number 28. I was manipulating all this fun stuff. The wire, one of the wires got removed. Here we go. And it gives me indication that it's running, so there you go. All right. Next step is part number 13. That's an acrylic element. Once again, don't forget to remove the plastic. So there's part number 1. This is going to be the longer one, that little with the hooks. Let's remove whatever we can, which is not going to help us a little bit further down. But let's see, need to get this off. By catching. Let me double check, just make sure that we're guys recording. We're good. I think I need new glasses too. It's about time for me to upgrade. Maybe nails. But that blue plastic is removable, as we talked about it earlier in the assembly. You just need to catch it and make sure you grab onto it to remove it completely. So did one side, it's still blue. It's the other side. And that plastic element is gonna go, we're gonna turn it upside down. This is gonna go with the point down onto these connectors, and we're gonna slide it down all the way to the ends in between the wires. So the wires should be underneath, but this is gonna go down as far as we can, unless, does it show? Yeah, so it needs to go down right here. There's like a little marks on these guys, so that's where it's going down to, these little marks, and then we just slide it on and lock it in place. So there's 2 little lines on each side of the sub-assembly. Next one, so this is lugs here. We're gonna put it aside. Step number 1, on the bottom, we need a base. So base is that number 79 on board number 3, bottom, below the middle. We take all these little spare parts out from here, so they're not on the way. And then parts number 80, should be 4 of them. And those guys are on board. Oh, there's a lot of spares. Let's see, they're gonna be on board number 3, top left corner. 2, 3, 4, and we got spare for sure. So these 4 guys gonna go, okay, I forgot to take this part out. This guy's gonna go into, let's see, so there's a larger rectangular shape. It's gonna go right in the corner here. Then there's gonna be 1 in the middle, right by that rectangle, and 1 in the top, or I guess other middle, horizontal middle. And this is gonna be this way, and based on the pictures this way. So it's lengthwise this way, and then the 80 is gonna go at the edge here, also lengthwise this way. 2 ports number 81, they're bottom, a little bit below middle on the left hand side. And these guys gonna go into two of these holes with the little, so there's like a little hook L shape, so L is gonna go towards the outside and the tab's gonna go onto inside, just like this. And then once we complete this, so both of them are gonna go in the same way, we need part number 2 and part number 3. Let's see if I can take, nope, it's pre-cut, so you can't really tell, remove it. Let's see, part number 2 has the fork cut out at the top here, so the 2 tabs gonna go into the board. And first we need to remove that blue plastic. Somehow you need to find that little spot where it's easy to do, like you can grab onto it with your nail or a sharp object. And this is probably gonna take me like the longest to take it off. Let's see if I can grab it with cutter. I got one side, and then let's do the other. I thought I grabbed it, but apparently I didn't. Got it. All right, so we got the plastic off of number 2, success. And number 2 is gonna go in the long way into this connection point, and then number 3 is gonna go at the top, so the cutout is on the bottom. It's gonna go over part number 2. Just need to take that plastic off, figure it out. One side is done, and then the other side. I guess that's the fun. Then I've helped out a lot. And then this is gonna go into the part number 2. Slide down all the way in and make sure it sits nice and flat on the bottom. Step number 3, we need part number 82. This is on board number 2, bottom right here. And then 83 is right next to it at the center. So 82, let's see, make sure you match the shape. You're gonna go through over these 2 plastic pieces, push it down. Down, carefully. And then we need to feed it and lock it in place into all these little tabs. Line it up and work it all the way around to get them in. You can use the helping tool a little bit to line these guys up, to snap everything together, and we get nice assembly. And then another part number 83 is going to go over it all the way down. There's like a little step here, so kind of lock it in place. And then the last piece is part number 4, We also need to remove that little plastic off of it. Careful not to cut your hands if you're using a knife. I already have a couple cuts on my hands, and it's not pleasant at all. Not from the assembly, but from other things I was doing. Unfortunately, all kinds of things are sticking out everywhere, so kind of hard to keep them protected, and it takes forever to heal nowadays. Right now I don't know which side I removed it from, which side still has it. That was the opposite. So that plastic is gone, and we can put that little O-ring over at the top. Just snaps in and just sit in there. And that's our T. Oh, and then step number 4, we need to put our little Star Wars logo on here. It's at bottom left of board number 3. And it's gonna go over these 2 top tabs, kind of slide it in and lock it in place. Easier said than done. And that's our T. So moving on to page number 29. We can put this thing to balance on our little part. And let's see. So now that's our U. And now with this little guys can balance a little bit more. So this opens up and closes down, so you can open it and close it. Need to work it in a little bit. Opening is easy, closing is not just yet, but I can work it in. And then let's see, it's balancing and everything is good. And now we can turn these guys on too by pressing down on 2 of the both of them are on. Yep, both of the LEDs are on. So the 2 wires are lit up. And then we can also open up these little, somewhere I have a disconnect. This side. I'll need to troubleshoot mine, but I think it's on this wire somewhere on the right hand side, maybe left. So I'll need to play around with it and figure out where my disconnect is at. Has to be up here, no. But I mean, you see the connection is there, so I'm just trying to see where my wire is not feeding correctly. All right, and pretty much this is the end of it. There's nothing else for the assembly. I need to double check the wires just to make sure for that connection point, but otherwise Anakin's Podracer is complete. So the wires, the lights are working. Just need to balance it out and see where my balance coming off. Maybe if I close these, they will be balancing a little bit better. Oh, it fell off up here. There we go. Now it's nice and balanced. The assembly is complete. If you guys have any questions, do not hesitate to contact me either via email or leave a comment below. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to our channel so you can see more of exciting videos of me assembling things. Also, visit our website info dot, no, that's our email address, I apologize, info@ugears.us. The website is ugears.us, that's ugears.us. And then also the second sister website is ukidstoys.com, which is ukidstoys.com. Also ukids.toys will work. These are two websites where we sell UGears product and some other exciting stuff on the ukidstoys.com. We do have the paints, so these models are pre-painted and everything, but you can use them for the other models, and some of the merch. Once again, this was Dimitri with UGears.us, Ukidz LLC. We'll see you guys next time with another assembly, and next one I'm going to be doing another Star Wars model, so stay tuned. See you soon.